This is the Political Spotlight.
The Political Spotlight is a joke. It's more like a political flop.
Nobody listens to Bilbrey.
He's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously.
He is a rude, crude dude that will never go any further than broadcasting from his mother's basement.
Bilbrey is a wrecking ball for Indiana politicians.
Grab another box of Twinkies and generic cola, Bilbrey, and get back to your microphone and your audience of nobodies.
The Political Spotlight is a joke. It's more like a rude, crude dude that will never go
Bilbrey's a wrecking ball for Indiana politicians. Shut that stupid Bilbrey up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, looky here. We are back live. Try to get rid of this white thing right here. I hate it. Live here in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, back down below the earth, where I belong, you know. I'll be honest. Last night was a bad thing to do. It was really, really, really a bad thing to do. Because today I was like, man, if I get started earlier, do you think I could probably do it outside again tonight? And if I take one of my Macs out there, I could have more. It could be easier. Like I started thinking way stupid things. So, yeah, that was a bad thing. I realized, but it's good being back here in the studio. Everything looks well. Everything's going good. It actually doesn't feel too bad down here today. So, we're doing well. And I'm glad that we're here. Glad that you guys are here. I got to be honest. I was in a really bad mood today. I had to, I have been busy all day long, all day. And I know. There are a couple of you out there that are trying to get in contact with me. I know Jeremy Godsey's trying to call me. I know Brenda's trying to call me. Darius Nefarious is trying to call me. I am so sorry. I know Secret Dan. I know you're trying to call. I know that there are several of you that are trying to get a hold of me. Today was not the day. I just could not do the phone today. So we will try again tomorrow with the phone calls. Matter of fact, I know, Jeremy, sometimes you do late stuff. I don't know if you'll be up or around after the show tonight. If you are up and around after the show, I can send you a text, and you're more than welcome to call me tonight if you will be up. If you're not, that's fine. We can definitely connect tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a better day. I will take this opportunity to say, please like and share, subscribe, do all of that stuff. If you could, that would be great. We appreciate you watching wherever you are watching from, whether it be YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, or I guess Twitter and X is the same thing. Rumble. If you're listening on the audio podcast, we are happy to have you, and we are glad that you're here however you do watch the show. However, for those of you that don't watch on YouTube, we would ask maybe kindly consider switching to YouTube at some point ever. It might be a way to help us. It doesn't cost you anything. You just hit the like button there. You can subscribe, and all of that stuff helps us. Those are just little things that you can do to show your appreciation and help us out a little bit. But look, if you're on Facebook or one of the other platforms, so be it. As long as you're watching, that's what matters. We want to help get the word out, spread the word, and do all of that. Tonight's Thursday, which means it's the last night of the week, last night of the last episode of the week. We will be off tomorrow and Saturday. Now, we do. I don't know how I'm going to do tomorrow. We do have a. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? Man. No, I probably need to record it. Okay, we will be live streaming the committee meeting tomorrow. There is a committee meeting, and we will get into that here in a minute, and I will show you everything that's going on with that, so I'll walk you through that. But we will be live streaming that. That will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. It will be at Muncie City Hall. So for all of you that are in the Muncie area, I would highly recommend you guys go to this. It's a very important meeting. A very important meeting. Tomorrow is the meeting where we should learn a lot about the various ins and outs of Ordinance 9-26, which is the city's ordinance pertaining to the Fire Department Station 5 project. And there is a lot that we need to get ironed out about this. The more I look into it and the more information I get, honestly, the worse off the whole thing seems to me. There's a lot of questions that need to be addressed. And I honestly am worried that because of who's on the committee, we probably won't get what we need. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. And I will keep that in mind. I am aware of that June 29th data center meeting, which we will be talking about that probably starting next week, some of the data center stuff, because it's going to be something we're going to have to start fighting around here really soon. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk tonight about some goings-on in Muncie and Delaware County. We're going to talk about some goings-on in Madison County and Anderson, and then maybe just a pinch about Newcastle and Henry County. And then we're going to end up talking a little bit about the ongoing property tax repeal and replace tour that JD Prescott is on. We're going to talk about that. And coming up, I don't know when it'll be. Probably what we need to do is attend the meeting on the 1st that JD is going to have. And then after that meeting, it almost seems like it would be good for maybe a two-parter to have Brandon and I talk about what happened at the meeting on the 1st, and then to have John Bartlett come on. John Bartlett is JD's opponent in this November election, and he has thoughts about that. And now, I want to be very clear. I'm not a Democrat. I will not be supporting JD Prescott in this November election. So it is what it is there for you to do what you want with that. But we'll probably have him on and have him talk about his thoughts on this as well. And I will invite JD. JD's welcome to come on. If JD wants to come on and talk about his proposal and he wants to walk us through that, I would gladly have JD on and have him talk his way through this and let us know what he's wanting to do. And hopefully he would be able to answer our questions. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see if he takes us up on that. Brandon, who? Yeah, right. Who? Okay, so first and foremost, I want to take you through when we looked at the city of Muncie, the council meeting that's going to happen in a couple weeks. We looked at the Muncie stuff back a couple episodes ago, and the agenda had not been put in the system properly. Basically, it was just an accident. They had put duplicate copies of the tax abatement agenda in instead of the actual you know what? Give me a second, because I'm not seeing it. Literally, she sent me the message today. Stand by here 1 second. She literally sent me the message. No, the Prescott meeting, I'll talk about that in a minute. The Prescott meeting is here in Muncie. It's here in Muncie on the 7th, on 7/1. Give me 1 second here, because she sent me the corrected link today, but I'm not seeing it on the city of Muncie.
What are you looking for?
Just the regular Muncie City agenda.
Oh, sorry.
For July 7th. If you can try and see if you could find that, I'm not being able to find it either. Here, okay, let me go through here. Packet. We'll go and we'll do this. Lacey told me she corrected it, but it doesn't look corrected. If you looked at the agenda, no. Look, let me show you guys what the problems are here. Okay. I will show you here. I'll put it up here on the screen. So when you go to the Muncie City page, and it brings you to Muni Docs. Okay, here we are. So the first thing you want to do is come down here to 2026 agendas. Okay, June is the last one there, so you need to put that up and come down here to unofficial, unapproved transcripts. And we want to look for 2026 City Council packet. Then we want to go, we've got July 6, 2026. We've got July 6, 2026 tax abatement. So if you come here to July 6, okay. Now it says agenda 7/6/2026. I click on it, and it's the tax abatement committee.
Kristopher, I sent you a link.
Yeah.
In the group.
Yeah.
To the city page. And that is the agenda.
So where is that at on the city page?
City council page under the city of Muncie.
Okay, they need to fix that. I thought they need to fix that because that's most people go through Unicode, so I don't know why that wouldn't be there.
I usually go through the city page because I'm too lazy to use Unicode.
The city page is what I do. What are you talking about when you go through the city page?
You're in MuniDocs, right?
Okay, but prior to being there, I was here.
Yeah.
So this is the city page, right?
Yeah, down at the bottom.
Okay.
Agendas. No, you gotta go to the city council.
Okay, I'm on the city council page. Here's the city council members.
I sent you a link, dude.
Okay, and I clicked on it, and this is what opened up.
What?
No. Listen, no. I have your link. I have the agenda, but I'm asking you to walk me through how you got it. You said you got it here.
I got it, but the city council page that I open up has agendas at the top of that list. Here, let me
right here where it says agendas. City council documents agenda. You see it there on the page?
Yeah.
So is that it?
No, I always go down to the bottom, but click on there. It's fine.
All right. When I click on agendas, it takes me to this, which is Unicode.
All right, go back.
Okay, we're back here.
Down at the bottom.
Down at the bottom.
There's that block. And my top one doesn't say events. It says council. It says agendas, not events.
All right, let's try it another way.
I'll share mine.
City council. Yeah, that's weird. More like these. Yeah, here, let's click yours over.
Yeah, click mine over.
Okay.
So city council, scrolling down. Agendas.
Wait, go back up. So get out of here and go to the actual page and show me how you got here.
I typed. This is what I typed in. I went to Bing and typed in City of Muncie, City Council.
Let me do that. Muncie.
And
you type in you type in what? What type?
City of Muncie, City Council.
City of Muncie, City Council. And then you hit enter.
Mm-hmm.
And then it types up City Council, City of Muncie.
And
you
I
clicked on
it.
OK. Now, let me show you what it looks like when I go there. Now, when I go there, I get this. Recent news and agendas. See it? That still looks different than yours. Why do things look different?
And why did yours start with events and didn't have agendas at all? The first time. I don't understand.
Weird.
Why is there like 3 versions of the same Facebook page?
It's not Facebook. It's just their website.
Or website, I mean.
It's so crazy. Okay, so then I go to City Council Agenda. We click on it, and there we are. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. It should not be this hard.
Probably time in that to shave legs. Sorry.
Yes.
It's very bizarre. Hijack.
It should not be this hard. Now, listen, I'm not blaming Lacey, and I appreciate Lacey getting to this. They do need to go in. Somebody, I'm not going to say Lacey, somebody in the clerk's office needs to go in and fix this on Unicode because that's how a large portion of Muncie does it. So here, though, ladies and gentlemen, we see July 2026. Now, this is interesting. There's a public hearing scheduled at 6:45. There's a tax abatement committee meeting scheduled at 6:30. So Monday night, July 6th. Always the July meetings have been long for the last couple of years. It's wild. So they will talk about Resolution 1026, additional appropriation resolution of the Common Council of the City of Muncie, Indiana, relating to Fire Station number 5 project. Yeah, Alva. Resolution 1126, authorizing an entry by the City of Muncie, Indiana, into a bot agreement and related documents for the Fire Station number 5 project, and talking certain other action related thereto. Does anybody know that this project might very well entail them building a temporary fire station on Jackson? Has anybody heard of that? You know, the city of Indianapolis just built 2 fire stations for the price of 1 that Muncie's getting ready to build. Cannot understand it. I don't understand why they're capable of doing that. It's crazy. And do you know that by the time it's all said and done, that this 1 fire station might cost Muncie will have paid back nearly $22 million. Is that right? In the payout? That's what the possibility could be? There are a lot of questions, and I'm going to tell you, when I get to the meeting on Friday, if they say that they have only allotted an hour for this meeting, I am going to blow my stack, because I fully believe that Friday's meeting should take anywhere from 3 to 4 or 5 hours. If the meeting is going to be done right, and if they don't want the Monday City Council meeting to be 6 hours long, they need to take time. Okay? They need to take time to make everybody aware of what's going on. And I'm very concerned because there are only 3 council members on this committee. Jerry Dishman, who's the chair, Sarah Gullion, and Jeff Green. And I hope they allow the other council members that might be in the audience to ask questions. I hope that they are going to allow the audience to have input, because this is a major, major proposition that they are getting ready to walk us into. And we've got some time, so we're not going to go through it all tonight, because I have to look some stuff over, and I need to pull some stuff off so I don't burn sources, because I have some sources that have been giving me some information. But next week, probably early or middle of next week, we are going to go through everything that I have on the fire department about this fire station. And I will let you know, yes, Charlize has figured it out. They can use the crisis center. Maybe when we go do our tour of Dan's broken promises and dreams, tour of his failed possibilities, that tour, we can try to locate an appropriate facility for them. Listen, I want the fire department to have the very best possible equipment they can possibly have. Okay. I want them to have the very best sleeping arrangements. I want them to have the very best equipment. I want everything that they can possibly have. But I don't want that to be at the expense of totally just having to rape the city of Muncie and the citizens of Muncie and just totally be out of control. We're supposed to be dealing with fiscally conservative individuals here. And so far, I am not seeing that out of this administration whatsoever.
Why are they doing it through a building corporation, Kristopher?
Why are they doing it through the building corporation? Well, they're doing it through the building corporation because we've reached our debt cap. We can't take on any more debt as a city, and going through the building corporation allows them to skirt around that.
Yeah.
So
they're using
think
the
about
building
that.
corporation to borrow and take on more debt
Mhm.
than is legally allowed by the state.
Yeah. Make sure that's known. It's not like, oh well, we just happen to have got over there and it's something. It's legally allowed. As the city of Muncie, by law, we are not permitted to take on more debt.
As the city itself.
So they have to go through this building corporation, and we still don't know who's on that, right?
No. I have no idea who's on that.
Do we think that somebody's been appointed to it between June when I asked and they didn't know, and Friday? Like when we get there Friday, will somebody be appointed? When are they going to appoint somebody to this?
When are they going to hold the hearing to create it?
Well, that's right. Absolutely. I don't know if that's what they're going to try to do Friday. I don't know if that's what Friday's part of. Now, it's not on the agenda. That's not on the agenda for Friday. And we'll go over. We went over that the other night, and we'll look at that later on. But that's not on the agenda. Basically, the agenda for for tomorrow, Friday, basically just says Ordinance 926. It just lays that out, basically. That's essentially all that it does. And so, I don't know. I don't know when they're going to put that building corporation in place. I don't know when they're going to do the quote-unquote investigation that they have to do to make sure here. Yeah, right here it is. Here's the actual agenda for tomorrow. So people don't get confused, because I put this up on Facebook earlier. So essentially, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the agenda for tomorrow, June 26th. This is at 6 p.m. on the first floor of City Hall. Roll call: Jerry Dishman, Jeff Green, Sarah Gallion. Topic of discussion: Ordinance 926, an ordinance of the City of Muncie, Indiana, approving matters related to lease financing of fire station project. So we will be discussing this tomorrow. And depending on how this goes, we can wait till Sunday. Unless something just really asinine happens. I guess there's a possibility that we could get there and they say, we're not allowing any discussion. We're only going to be here for an hour and things like that. And if they do that, then we might do a show tomorrow. So if you want to know if there will be a show tomorrow, tune in to the stream. We will let you guys know on the stream tomorrow at 6. I'm not planning on doing a show, because I'm planning on, even if they get there and they say stupid crap, browbeating them into doing it right. But, who knows? I might get arrested or whatever happens. We'll see what goes on. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. So that's the situation for tomorrow. Now, going back to the agenda for the 6th, Monday the 6th. Okay, so this is not this coming Monday. This is this is a week from Monday. We have a public hearing at 6:45. 15 minutes before, we will have the tax abatement meeting. So we'll be discussing Resolution 1026, Resolution 1126. Those both have to do with the fire department. Okay, they have to maintain the property they have. They obviously didn't maintain the former fire station. Can't the firefighters be tasked with maintaining the property they're given? Now, I will say this, in all fairness, I will say this, okay? I will say that the firemen in Muncie have always done a pretty decent job taking care of their buildings. the station that went bad, Station 6, that went bad in the park, it was put in a bad location from the very start. It was a bad situation. And the reason it was so bad is they had sustained flooding there. The fire department had to deal with flooding. The firemen are pretty good about caring for their facilities generally. I'm not going to blame it on them. Listen, the fire department needs serious revamping on all of our stations. Matter of fact, we need 2 new stations. I don't mean rebuilding stations. I mean, we need a 7th, an 8th, and 9th station because Muncie is growing. The number of calls for service that we're getting, we need more ambulance. We need more men and women to work on the fire department. We need a lot. But, Dan's too busy doing whatever he's doing with revamping these stations and one at a time spending as much money as most cities would spend on 2 stations to build 1. It just makes no sense. Joe Hogsett, a crazed Democrat down in Indianapolis that's doing a terrible job of running the city, and it's got nothing to do. There's a lot of things that are outside of his control. He's just got bad people in bad places, and they're able to build 2 fire departments, 2 new stations for less than what we're going to pay for this one is nuts to me. Absolutely crazy. I want to say, to answer Jackie, 6 p.m. meeting on a Friday evening is not convenient time for the public. It really is not. It really is not. They have had literally since Wednesday the 3rd of June. This meeting could have taken place Wednesday the 3rd, Thursday the 4th, Friday the 5th, Monday the 8th, the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Could have happened the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, the 18th. And then all of this week, it could have happened for the last 20-some days, 25 days, at any other time of the week other than at 6 p.m. on a Friday. But they know what they're doing. Okay. Yeah, see, this one's a weird deal because the last station, the firefighters lived in their current station as they built a new station. For any of the other stations that they redo from here, it's going to have to be a process because they're going to have to actually build them a temporary quarters so they can then tear the station down on the current property and then rebuild it. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Here's the big question that Kate is asking and a lot of other people are asking. Where does the BSU money come into play? Is that an upfront payment? Is that covering, is that paid out over time to pay the bonds? What's happening? Oh, yes, I did not get a chance to tell. Now, I think, I'm not 100% sure. I think Jackie's a Republican, but just in case Jackie's not a Republican, Alva, a man who lives just on the other side of Shedtown, said that he believes that Jackie should run for auditor of Delaware County. So I just want to put that out there. Alva is nominating Jackie to run for auditor against Ed. Just want to let you know where Alva stands, Jackie. Just FYI. So that's that. But the big question, no, Kate is right. Where does the BSU money come from? And why are they only putting up such a small amount? Why are we not going to them and demanding that they pay more into this? Meet us halfway. Go into this with us 50-50. Hey, I heard some interesting stuff about Ed Carroll earlier today in a meeting I was in. We'll get to that here in a minute. Getting back to this agenda, I want to put this agenda forward so you guys can see this. So on Monday the 6th, we'll then go into the regular meeting, roll call, appointments to boards and commissions. I can't believe that we are this far into this and we're still having these things. Muncie School Board, 3 recommendations to provide BSU. Again, so what's happening here? What is that? What, I thought we already did this. Did we not do this last time in a real weird, hustled, hurried situation? I don't know. It's going to be strange. Opioid Fund Advisory Committee, 1 revision. Don't understand what's going on there. Ordinances previously introduced. Ordinance 9-26. That's the fire department project ordinance. Ordinance 1026, which we're hearing 1126, 1226. New ordinances, 1326, 1426, being an ordinance to amend the text of the City of Muncie Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance regarding new McKinley neighborhood. I'm still working on this, folks. We're going to be talking about this going into the meeting, so next week, too. We're going to talk about Ordinance 1326, and then 1426 is the ordinance prohibiting department heads from serving, and that's a win-win. There's no, yes, that needs to happen. It's common sense. Department heads should not be serving on these boards. That's just stupid. Okay, Resolution 926, a resolution of the Common Council of City of Muncie approving deduction from assessed value of manufacturing equipment already declared economic revitalization area. That's the tax abatement situation. Resolution 1026, additional appropriation. Resolution of the Common Council for the Fire Station Project 5. Resolution 1126, and that's the bot situation. Tabled is Resolution 426, Common Council City of Muncie, Indiana, resolution approving interlocal agreement for the housing and operation of municipal drone. So crazy, but there it stands. It is what it is. Tabled ordinance for the City of Muncie approving matters related to lease financing a fire station. So wait a minute. So that's not an ordinance that's previously introduced. So it was tabled. If 926 was tabled, then they've got to vote on that 2 more times. If it was not introduced, it should not be on that first page. If Ordinance 926 was introduced, tabled June 2026, sent to Public Services Committee. Yeah. So that's going to take 2 votes. And man, Monday,
The thing
July
that's really
6th.
stupid, though, Christopher, is that
What?
the bot, if you notice, the bot
Yeah.
is a resolution.
Yeah.
That only takes 1 vote.
Yeah. All that stuff is all 1 vote stuff. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So the bot is 1 vote, but the lease and the building corporation part of things still has to have 2 meetings.
Yeah.
So they're going to approve the bot before they approve leasing it even?
This is so backwards. I can't wait till Friday. Yeah, absolutely. That's how they like it. They like for it to be this.
I'm like, why can't I put my jacket on? I'm chilly.
What?
My jacket was inside out.
Oh.
'Cause I'm an idiot.
Yeah, that's how they like this shit to be. very, very convoluted. People not knowing what's going on.
And then you come back next month. Well, we already approved the bot, so we better approve the lease. It's already half done.
Yeah.
The way they like to do things there too.
Yeah.
Just like the police station. Well, we already spent $100,000.
Yeah.
So obviously we need to just keep going.
Yeah.
Dig the hole deeper. For a guy who likes to say he's getting the city out of debt, we sure seem to be taking on a lot of debt.
No crap. Absolutely. Totally disgusting. Hey, Brenda, I see that you're now joining us, I think. Maybe you're just now commenting. I don't know if you are just now. If you haven't been here, if you just got here, I want you to know that I said that I said before the show that today I had a very busy day. But for those that attempted to call me or reached out to me or I talked to, I have a list of you to call back tomorrow. So I will get back to you. So that's the Muncie City agenda. And we'll keep you guys posted on that. We will live stream the meeting tomorrow, the 6 p.m. meeting. I really, really, really want people to go to that meeting. I hope it is busy. I fully get what Jackie is saying. I know it is not conducive to people going. I know it's not a good time for people. It's not a good time for families. It's just Friday night, the hustle and bustle, getting off work. And it's just not 6 p.m. on a Friday night is a horrible night to govern. They're all not going to want to be there. It's the end of a week. They're all going to want to hurry to get home. It's just not going to be a good time for a meeting that should be as serious as it can be and where information will be learned. It's just a really horrible time. And I want you guys to know that I did try for a very long time to ask the council president, the council vice president about this meeting. I have been emailing them once every 2 days asking them about this meeting. And the fact that we're having it like it seems like it's very rushed. And I knew it would be that way. I knew it would be that way. So it pisses me off. So that's that. Yeah, and I know, look, everybody's not busy. Yeah, sure. But the people that, like a good chunk of the people, your working people in Muncie, it's just not a good, that's not a good time for them. It really sucks. I wish it was different, but it is what it is. Okay. As far as Delaware County goes, I do very last minute before the council meetings, so they have to jam it through instead of having time to work out any issues. Yeah, absolutely, Kate. That's exactly right. It's funny. I talked to a Delaware County. How do I want to say this? I talked to an employee. Excuse me. I talked to an employee of the Delaware County today. We'll call this person not a department head, but a leadership position within Delaware County government. And this person is like a high-ranking official in Delaware County government. And I talked to them about the time clock situation that we're dealing with in Delaware County that Ed is pushing for. And this person said, look, I'm getting tired of just like what Fred said. I'm getting tired that every time we go in to another commissioners meeting, to another council meeting, that you've got Ed Carroll or someone from Ed's office standing at the podium or sitting at their desk and thinking of another thing they need, another piece of equipment, another consultant that they need to pay, another software that they need to get and download, all to make their jobs easier so they can do less. And these are the words coming from the mouth of a Delaware County employee who is department head level, overseeing many employees. And this person was not happy because they are being asked to scrimp and save for everything on everything. Meanwhile, Ed is, wanting to be the Jetsons because he's lazy and doesn't know what the hell he's doing. How did the auditor's office function for 100+ years without all the gizmos and gadgets? Isn't it crazy? I don't understand why the commissioners don't step up to the executive level of authority and make mandates, especially regarding time card software procedures. Well, and I'll be honest, sorry, I normally don't like to yawn with you guys. It's been a day today. That's exactly right, Kate. They're in such a pickle over there. They're in a big world of hurt. They've got so much wrong at the county. Folks. So much wrong. So I just wanted to bring that little bit of information to you. Ed has to have these because he's incapable and incompetent. I will tell everybody as an announcement real quick before we move off Delaware County that the Delaware County commissioners did hold a special meeting today where they voted on entering us into a emergency declaration because of the weather that we've had over the last couple of weeks. And basically that's just something that they have to do in order to allow themselves as the government, the city or the county, to be able to request money in the future if it's ever opened up to them. And then also the citizens of Muncie can also do the same if there's ever federal tax dollars or state tax dollars that are allotted, that the public, because of what the commissioners did today, the public who have been reaching out and talking to people, and they've been talking with you if you've had storm damage, yada, yada, yada. There's a bunch of rules and regulations that go into it. But now, because of what they've done, you would be able to apply for that money. There is not money currently, but if there will be in the future, they had to do today what they needed to do. So that's that. And the commissioners the commissioners had to do it. It's something they do this sometimes multiple times a year if we have spells of bad weather. Sometimes it happens in the winter. Sometimes it happens if there's flooding, or if there's like a lot of wind damage because of a storm or something like that. That happens. So just FYI. All right. We are now moving on to Madison County. the Madison County Election Board met today. And I got to tell you, it was a meeting. I don't know. I watched this entire thing. So there were several complaints before the election board. One of them had to do with Catherine Callahan, but I think it's been continued to another time. So a lot of the ones today pertained to Nicole. You all know Nicole Kapazinski. And I want you guys to, we're not going to watch all of this. You guys can find this on the Madison County website if you want to see it. You just go to Madison County, Indiana, and you type in, the easiest way to find it is to type in Madison County, Indiana Election Board. The page will pop up. You go and you just click on live feed. It'll go open it up, and you click on media, and it pops up. So that's the best way for you guys to go and watch this. Madison County is screwed up from the ground up. That's absolutely true. And I've got some thoughts I'm going to share with you on the backside of this. So I want you guys to watch parts of this, and then we'll talk about it here in a minute. So here we go.
Here's 1 minute.
Right. Yeah, slow. You got that in All American Rhythm.
You know it.
Should be a good show.
Mm-hmm.
See you, Karen. Let me ask, you said you tried to watch it, Alva. Why did you not watch it? Why did you not watch it? See you at the meeting tomorrow, Karen. If we're not busy, come up and say hi to me. Good night and have a good one. I'm interested to know why you didn't watch it, Alva. All right, they just said they're doing the pledge.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, today is June 25th, 2026, election board meeting. We have board members present, Tim Lanyon, Linda Smith, and myself. This meeting was publicly noticed on June 23rd.
Here's the problem, Brenda. You want me to tell you that is the to pull out my kid math. That is the $5 billionth question. What is the short? You don't want me to. I can't. The terms of service of YouTube would not permit me to tell you what the honest to God short-term resolution is. I would not be allowed to say it. I would probably be investigated by law enforcement if I told you what the honest to God answer is. The problem with all of this is the true answer is there is not a short-term solution. It is a very long-term solution. And And a lot of people don't have the wherewithal to stay in the game long enough to get to the solution. People burn out and they freak out and they go crazy and they do crazy things and they muddy the water and it makes it so crazy. People get lost. I titled tonight's episode, "Winning the War Means Losing Some Battles." It's that old adage, we may have lost the battle, but we will win the war. Don't lose the war because you were so caught up on attempting to win the small battles. We need George Bush and some serious good old-fashioned strategery. The problem is people don't have what it takes to stay in the game, because the game is a 4-year, 6-year, 8-year process. There is no short-term solution. Kate says we didn't start the fire. That's yeah, she knows where I'm going. I believe a very, 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 very much smarter man than I said from time to time, the tree of liberty needs to be watered by the blood of patriots or something like that. So, that's kind of dancing around the answer to the short-term solution. But outside of that, in this game, there is not a short-term solution. Now, I believe I'm here for the long haul, but it takes more than me. It takes more than Kate. It takes a lot of people. I always say we need 1,000 people to show up to a meeting. Now, we don't need 1,000 people to show up to every meeting, but it would be nice to get 500 people to show up to every meeting. It would be nice to get 400 people. The same 400 people don't have to show up. We can take turns, but people can't get. We all want to act like we're so tribal, but you become you're villainized if you call a spade in these towns. That's the thing. It takes it's a process. It's a process. You've got to not worry about becoming villainized. Listen, these toxic positivity. Listen, I have been loved by these people and hated by these people, and then loved by them again, and then hated by them again. Some of these people, I'm on my 3rd or 4th go around, and you just got to not care about that. But in a lot of these places, we just really need to clean house. It's what you and I were talking about the other day. It comes down to common sense. But I want you guys to listen to parts of this. Alva, you really do. For those of you that are going to get the bits and pieces, if you can do it, you need to try to watch this whole thing. The whole thing is only 52 minutes. I was surprised when I just saw that. I thought it was like 3 hours long.
And it's on my feed, so if somebody can't hear or is not sure, you can always go home and watch it. Let's do old business. Did you get a chance to look at the minutes of the last meeting?
We'll fast forward this.
Yes, Madam Chair, I had a look at the last meeting's minutes, and I think they're fine. So there's further discussion on them.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
I'm much more like the tyrants part than patriots, but
Everything shall be fully moved forward. So there are actually 3 different minutes here.
Right,
And all of them were sent to you. So one of them is from March 26th meeting. And then also
I might do
May
that,
15th
Jack.
meeting. And
Sounds
then
like
the
a
one
great
from
plan.
last time would have been May 28th.
sounds like a great plan, brother.
Approved. And carried. Okay, so the new business today, hearing notice of, we have a few election complaints to go over. And before we proceed, Jeff, I was going to have you speak to how we want to proceed with this. If you could tell the people myself.
Yes. My understanding, Madam Chair, is that we are going to have two different hearings today. One on a complaint filed by Nicole Kaczynski, and the other one on a complaint filed by Ms. Mercedes Cunningham. I believe the agreed upon procedure is for the complainant to make a 5-minute presentation on the complaint, introduce evidence. The board has discretion to allow additional time. And then after the 5-minute presentation, for the board to ask, or the attorney to ask questions, and then for lack of a better word, the accused will get an opportunity to present for the same period of time, and then present the same kind of evidence, and again with questioning, and the questioning can involve cross-examination if necessary. And then the board, of course, has discretion to extend any of those timelines. I would recommend that each of the people that may testify today be sworn in under penalties of perjury. And then at the end of these hearings, the board could take a vote today to draft findings of fact consistent with this decision. It can take it under advisement, or it can.
So those are the rules. First up is Nicole, and she's going to get sworn in, and this is the complaint.
All right. We're going to swear in first.
Anybody that may testify today, if you could raise your right hand at this time. Will you swear under the penalties of perjury that your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, we've got all these sworn in.
Okay. So first off, I had a couple issues because I didn't get this in my email. I didn't get it in snail mail or certified mail. Catherine had to forward it to me, and that's how I was able to get any type of rebuttal. And my problem with this is I filed 3 complaints. I'm sorry. 3 complaints, and only one is being heard today. But I can't tell one story without telling the rest of them. That's why they're all kind of intricately connected, because it was happening simultaneously at the same time, and I was being harassed by several different people at the same time. So with that being said, I sent some stuff to you guys today through Heather Bailey. You should have that all in front of you. And I would like to start with a public statement for this hearing. Happy 250-year anniversary. My family helped establish Madison County and parts of Hamilton County after the Civil War. 1,800 land grants for service to this nation. We helped establish the county line area near Perkinsville, Indiana, and many of my ancestors are buried in Perkinsville and Pioneer cemeteries in several Indiana counties. This community is not just a place on a map to me. It is part of a family history, sacrifice, and legacy. That is why what happened to me cuts so deeply. I believe the process used against me was morally and ethically bankrupt. And I believe it violated, so this goes into, I've been punished now because Russ Willis, Mikhail Vaughn, and several other elected officials wanted to get me labeled as a Republican in bad standing for 10 years. I don't find that fair. I did not serve my country to come home and be silenced by political insiders for filing election complaints and asking hard questions. I did not earn the votes of 1,285 Madison County citizens only to have their choices discarded through a process I believe was retaliatory and unfair. This is bigger than one campaign election. Our votes matter, the taxpayers are footing the bill, and it was very easy for someone who didn't like the results to come in and change it after we won. So, got a lot of information here. I'm getting ready to start into, they want you to correct me. No, I wasn't sure what we were hearing. I thought we heard about David.
Now, okay, here's my first problem. Okay. They've told her they've given her 5 minutes to speak. All right. You got 5 minutes. If she wants to get up here and recite the alphabet, if she wants to get up here and speak Russian, if she wants to get up there and call her mamas fat and her mamas are all whores, outside of her doing violence, let her roll for 5 minutes. Don't cut in. Don't tell her, hey, I don't know what this has to do. This doesn't have anything to do with what we're here. The board needs to shut up and let her speak for 5 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, tell her she's done. Don't interact with her. Don't cut into her time. Don't do the back and forth. Let her speak. So That's my first problem. Absolutely right, Alva. You said you've got 5 minutes. We're going to sit here and shut up and let you speak for 5 minutes. Period. So she's been talking for like 2.5 minutes at this point, and now they've cut into her time because they're wanting to make sure, what's this got to do with it? What are you talking about? We thought we were here on a complaint, and it all like have they stopped the time? Are they being fair with that? Like I have a major problem with this.
Yeah, I'm going into that. It's an introduction. It's an introduction. So April 20th, no, it's not irrelevant because you didn't get labeled.
Yeah, you cannot say that it's irrelevant. And furthermore, let her say whatever irrelevant bullshit she wants to. The rules as they read off didn't say you have 5 minutes to get up here and talk about what we want you to talk about. They said you have 5 minutes to get up and state your case. We can ask questions, and then the accused will get to ask, because we'll get to state a case for 5 minutes. She's not the accused in this situation. She has filed the complaint. Okay. She's filed a couple complaints. All right. I want you guys to listen to that. All right. So we'll go on from here. So that's my first bad thing against the board. And I'm on her side with that and against the board. Okay. There's number one.
In bad standing. You've been violating me for 6 years on election complaints. So have you, and so have you. You started last year. So it is relevant to what happened. And now I'm punished for 10 years because I filed a complaint about electioneering that still hasn't been heard. And y'all got blamed for it by McHale. And then David Albee over here, as soon as I pulled up, if you look at the exhibits, they were standing in the chute at 9 a.m. That's in the packet that I handed you. And the mower that he would eventually get on and do the whips around the polling location.
I understand the frustration, but
you participated. So there's a conflict of interest with you here too.
No, we're not hearing that today. It's 5 minutes we have, remember?
No, I understand, and I'm getting my 5,000 words out in 5 minutes. Whether you like what comes out of my mouth or not, it's called protected speech.
My point is the complaint, which we have before us, has to do with the incident in the Moe.
Okay, and I haven't even got a copy of it.
And Mr. Al, if you could keep your comments and your evidence to that, I'm more than willing to listen to it.
You're going to get to look at that at home because I tried to contact your office 2 or 3 times.
No, I don't know what that means. You're going to get to look at it at home. That doesn't matter what happens at home. They're going to vote before they ever go home. So whatever is not said and presented and done in this meeting, whatever happens outside of that does not matter because, as we know, they're going to vote before they leave this meeting. It's not the council. They're not commissioners. It's not a court. They're not going to take it under advisement. They're going to vote on this in just a few minutes. Okay. So, here we go.
Up there so I could show my videos that show the damage that was done because not only did he fling grass onto my signs, and I only had 100 because I'm poor folk. We all know this. The grass dried to my signs. And when I went to pull the grass off later, because I couldn't get to it until later, the whole front of my sign started peeling off. So then the grass stained my signs. Okay, I know, I get it. Some people don't like me, but I have never, in the 6 years that I've started getting into politics, I've never damaged anybody's stuff. I would never damage anybody's stuff. I am not a threat to you. I'm not a threat to you. And I'm not a threat to you or Jeff or anybody else at this Madison County Courthouse. Okay, but that's what the story that keeps getting spun. So I didn't get notified, but I do have a rebuttal. So on April 25th, starting at 9 a.m., David Albee started mowing the grass around the polling location. I have a copy of the contract from the polling location that does not have any type of sign instructions whatsoever. The prior year in 2024, when Russ Lewis got out there and measured the chute, Mikkel Vaughn and all of them were present, even David Albee. David Albee started the fights in 2024. So that's 2 election seasons and cycles that David Albee has been out there intimidating voters or candidates from letting them be able to participate in an election process. That's not cool. It's not fair. Okay, so nobody gave me sign instructions. So I thought I decorated that property very pretty and other people and voters liked it. And then my signs got damaged. Catherine's signs got damaged. I got yelled at. So come Monday morning, David Albee started in on me at 7:34 in the morning, telling me that I had to come remove my signs immediately. out of respect for the church. Now, I got 3 different answers on why I had to move those signs, none of which I feel like were legal. There is no Madison County ordinance that says where we can and cannot place our signs. It doesn't say how many signs that we can place or not place. And there is no Indiana code that specifically says that we can't decorate a polling location during an election, especially when it's our first campaign and we were excited about participating. At least I was. So that has shot. That has been shot. So I have exhibits from everything that was going on that day that is in your packet that is in front of you. I have video links. My Google Doc drive even has, it's interactive where you can go and play the links. Okay, and if David Albee was not part of the church staff, he was not part of the contract or anything in between, I'm not sure why David Albee was harassing me to come pick up my signs at all. That should have went through Tim Lannon, and it wound up going through Tim Lannon. And actually, you two were nice. And you actually grew on me during this election process because you didn't come out there blazing and yelling at me. You smiled and you were polite, and I thank you for that. And when you mediated between the sign because a volunteer had put the sign in the chute, then we didn't realize it until noon, you were very nice to me, and you have been very civil to me this particular round, and I thank you for that. Now, Monday, when things hit ahead and I had to be forced to remove my signs, I was yelled at by McKell Vaughn and you. I know my 5 minutes is up. I get it. But
does the board have any questions for Nicole?
Okay, so Nicole, I have one question. Okay, so you're saying that in order for this to be an election violation, you have to show intent. So you're saying that David Albee intended to hurt your signs?
David Albee does not like Catherine. And David Albee, I believe, had malicious intent because when I walked up to him and asked him, I even told him, sir, because I had no clue who he was. I had never met this man before Saturday. And I said, I realize that my signs may be in your way, and I will come back later with a push lawnmower and I will fix everything that these signs had done. He didn't introduce himself as whatever, but he did wind up saying like David Albee, the elder of the church. And he didn't say that he had damaged my signs. We didn't find out about the damage until 24 to 48 hours later.
So you're saying that he purposely just damaged your signs and nobody else's?
Catherine and mine. Ours were next to each other.
Those are the signs that he damaged.
And I have witnesses that watched him.
You think that was he intended to do that on purpose?
He shouldn't have been on the mower per the contract that.
Well, okay, that's something else. Okay. I understand. All right, that's all I have. Anybody else?
I just want to say, the damage that you're alleging to your political signs, you're saying was caused because David was mowing around the area, obviously, where your signs were.
Too close.
What exactly were those?
They were towards the hillside.
Was this the signs that were running on State Road 109 and then on
behind the poles? Yes, and I have lots of videos. You can see that they weren't in front of or violating that code. Because and when you guys pointed out the one, we moved them from that and we moved them up a little bit. You know, we got the warning and we obeyed.
I appreciate that. I guess the other question I have is, how many signs are you saying?
It was pretty much all of them that went along. It's like, we're talking 20. 20 that if I had to go home and I had to pick those out, 10 apiece. 10 for me, 10 for Catherine. Because they were right next to each other.
All right. Now, I say this frequently, that if you watch my show long enough, I will say things that piss you off. And I think this is probably going to be one of those times. But I just look at the situation. I hate this analogy. People say, I just call balls and strikes. I hate sports. I would never say that, but I guess that's what we're doing. We're just calling the balls and strikes. Madison County is screwed up. This election board is a joke. Okay. All 3 of the people on the election board's a joke. Basically, everybody in elected office in Madison County needs to go. It is a bad situation. They're all in it for themselves. I like and respect a lot about what Catherine's doing and Nicole's doing, and I like and I respect Catherine and Nicole as people, as individuals, whether we agree or disagree. I respect their right to do what they're doing and say what they're saying. Whether I agree with them or not, that's got nothing to do with it. And I think that a lot has been done to Nicole that has been wrong. I will be honest. That's the reason I titled this show, Winning the War Means Losing Some Battles. This is not a fight that I would have counseled Nicole to take on. Yard signs are a horrible, horrible I hate yard signs. I hate yard signs. I wish they weren't a thing, but they're a necessary evil and everybody has them. And every election you lose them, they get stolen, people damage them. The wind, it never fails. You go put your yard signs up, and then the weekend after you put them all up, you got a bunch of them out and you're feeling good. And then being Indiana, we always get some kind of massive rainstorm and windstorm, and it blows half of them to kingdom come, and you got to go do all of this craziness. Okay. The thing is, I feel like we're talking about 10 signs. She just said 20 signs, 10 of hers and 10 of Catherine's. And here in a minute, you're going to hear some back and forth that was in text message from her and the guy. I feel like, and I have been accused of this, and I will tell you, I've done it. I have been involved with political fights where at some point it gets to the point where it's just like it's personal, and it doesn't matter if I'm making myself look bad or I'm doing things wrong. I'm just going to keep doing it because I'm so personally invested, and to hell with the consequences, just straightforward, I'm doing it. And I've had to have people pull me back. And I can remember one time, I remember this is something that sticks in my mind very vividly. One time I put up a picture of Fred Davis, the Democrat Party chairman of Randolph County, and I had like this little demon, and I cut Fred's head out, and I put his head on this demon, and I put them out on social media. And Kate texts me, and she's like, "Hey, I think that's going too far," or something. Now, this was early, yeah. This was early in our time dealing with one another. And I think at the time she was just getting involved, because I think now that would just be like, oh God, not this horrible demon Fred, whatever. But she told me that, and it pissed me off. It made me mad that she told me that. It hurt my feelings. I'm like, because I'm like, screw you. I don't know who you are. What are you talking? I'm like mad. And I think I even made a Facebook post, and I'm like, sometimes people don't get what I do, but I do it whether you like it or not. Like, I was like, I can't believe this. But I took the post down. I deleted the post. And I listened, and the next day I woke up and I was like, you know what? She's probably right. She's probably right. And it is what it is. I'm just saying, in all of the stuff that Catherine and Nicole and the people fighting the fight in Madison County have going on, saying that a man mowing blew grass on my signs and it damaged them or whatever, or it was part of targeted harassment. Look, I'm not saying she's bad for doing it. I'm just saying everybody has, oh yeah, that's exactly right, Kate. But everybody has the right to do as you see fit. And I'm just giving you my opinion. I just do not want these ladies to lose sight of the bigger picture. They are on to a lot of things that are right. And I'm just saying, I want you to listen to the rest of this. We're getting ready to watch some more of this. And I want you to do me a favor. Remove the fact that we know that listen, Brenda up here asked, okay, this is why I'm talking to you about it. You guys are listening to what I'm saying and being like, yeah, but that's 10% of her signs, or they've been done dirty. It's because we know, Catherine, and we know Nicole, and we know these actors. Okay. Going back up here to Brenda's question. And I don't know, I'm looking for it. I don't see it anymore, but Brenda had said, what do we do in the short term? You know, what can we do in the short term? Okay. And, I'm going to tell you, why are all these political councils so messed up? This was not overnight. How can there be a short-term resolve? I'm going to tell you, we got to start thinking smarter, not harder. Okay. And one of those things is realizing that not everybody is starting at the same starting point as us. They don't all know the backlog. They don't all know the last 6 years. They don't all know the last 10 years. They don't all know my 30 years in politics, okay? We're starting today, and you have to start in every fight that we have. When I get up and act like an ass at the city council and I'm yelling, I realize, look, I said it just last meeting. 2 meetings ago, somebody came up and said, hey, you know, if maybe you approach them a little nicer. And I told that lady, look, if you don't like the way I approach them and you don't want to watch my program and you don't want to listen to me because of that, I'm okay losing you as a viewer. Okay? It's because I felt that convicted. And maybe Nicole is in a position where she's like, you know what, Bilbrey, screw you for your thought on this. I'm not saying I have a problem with Nicole all the way around. I'm just saying on this topic, I want everybody to watch this, and I want you to try to do something, okay? I want you to take out of your mind the fact that you know Nicole. Take out of your mind the fact that you know me or you know Catherine. Take out of your mind the fact that you know that these 3 people are hacks on this board. And I want you to imagine that you are a Madison County citizen who have been hearing some rumbling. And so you were bored today and you took some time and you tuned into this meeting for the very first time, not knowing anything. And I want you to watch this meeting with the mindset that you don't know any of the backstory and you don't know anything going on here. Okay? I want you to watch this meeting like that from this point forward, just for the next few minutes, and let's come back and discuss. Watch this.
I mean, I've had, obviously yard signs in my yard, and the person that I hire to mow it, occasionally that happens to those signs. I don't have 20 of them, I have 2 or 3. And I notice, you got, grass blades on them, whatever. But I just kind of hose them off.
Well, after 24 hours, it plastered. So it became like some type of glue to where the water wasn't knocking it off. We literally had to do elbow grease, and it hit it so hard that it stained the white parts of some of the lettering.
So
you can see that in the pictures.
Okay, so you had approximately 10 signs.
A piece.
Right, a piece.
20.
And how do you come up with $1,000 of damage?
Because they were $50 a piece. If you buy them in bulk, it's less, but $50 a piece is $50 a piece. Catherine could afford it. I can't. So some of my signs are out of commission because I wouldn't want to put them at polling sites because people are going to look at it and be like, ooh, she can't even take care of her signs properly. And I didn't do that.
Okay, so who did you get your signs from?
My campaign store.
Okay, so first and foremost, they're outside signs. I don't think people are going to look at outside signs and see grass stain or see some green and say, that person is a shitty politician. That's just how I'm trying to act like I don't know Nicole. I don't know any of the story here. And I'm just trying to see if this looks like a valid complaint.
Receipt is here. I don't think that one got in that, but I could give it to you before I walk away from the podium.
My campaign store?
My campaign store.
Okay. Okay, so you had like 100 signs, right?
Not there, but total, I had 100 signs. I spent less than $1,500 on my campaign material. Total.
Yeah, we even had a copy of your committee and you turned it in for how much you spent.
It's like $1,200 maybe.
You spent around, I think so. You had my campaign store on there for $800, maybe $50,
Yeah.
maybe $800.
That was for large ones too.
Yeah, you had the large ones. So they charge $50 a sign. That's a lot.
If I purchase them individually, and I could go back, if you guys, give us a grace period since I didn't have the letter didn't get sent to me on time, then I would be willing to go and get the actual breakdown.
Let me ask you a question. This is what I understand. If you're paying $50 a sign and you had 10 of them, just 10 would cost you $500. But you ordered 100 signs from them.
Yeah.
So that would be a lot more than spending $800.
I have the breakdown. I have the receipt right here. The breakdown, the actual yard signs for $345.
Right.
And I didn't plan on it's property damage. I didn't plan on having to replace those signs.
Okay, so and we're going to hear more here, and this is interesting, Shelby, because Shelby doesn't have a clue what's going on here. Okay, is a new viewer here and is watching this, doesn't know any of these people. So this is an interesting thing. Why is the lady questioning signs now? And keep in mind, I'm coming at this as devil's advocate. I don't hate Nicole. I'm not against her. I'm coming at this as I'm looking at how do we try to overcome what's happening? How are we trying to fight this and win? What are we doing? Are we hurting ourselves with our battle? Is there a different way to regroup and go back at it? What should we be fighting? How are we fighting? And this is just my suggestion. And you know what? Nicole can tell me to flip it and go toss sand and not do anything with this. I'm just putting this out there. And I have to look at this myself. And people are capable of telling me that I'm in the wrong. It happens all the time. So the questioning of the signs, and it's interesting because they were trying to, and Nicole was being truthful, and they were trying to trap her. And Michelle, the one questioning, makes it seem like they do trap her here, but it's because there was some misunderstanding. So Nicole bought some campaign material from mycampaignstore.com, and she spent $800 total. And of that $800, $345 of it was spent on small yard signs. The rest of it was spent on large signs. Well, of the 100 signs that she bought for $345, 10 of them were damaged. And they were damaged to what Nicole says is beyond what she would be willing to put out. So in order for her to replace those signs, it would be $50 a sign, because when you buy yard signs, when you buy them in bulk, you get a better discount. So she paid $3.45 a sign. However, if she just wanted to replace one sign or 5 signs or whatever, she's going to have to pay $50 a sign. Now, where I kind of went on this was Nicole didn't replace these signs. She just said if in the future she goes to replace them, it's going to be more. So she is saying, well, if I call back in there and reorder them, if I order 10, it's going to be $50 a sign. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400. It's going to be 5. So that's $500 for her and $500 for Catherine. She's saying the 20 signs, 10 for her, 10 for Catherine. That's $1,000. That's where she's coming up with the amount of money that she's claiming that they would be out. In the grand scheme of things, it's almost like there's much bigger fish to fry, and it would be better to work on the bigger fish and let this stuff go, because do we hurt ourselves with some of the piddly things? Okay. So understand that. All right. Stay there.
Because they got stained with grass or that they were peeling off the red parts of my sign. One of them has a hole in it from a rock. It got thrown through the sign and broke it.
If you have 100 signs and you paid $345 a sign.
No, that's not what I just said.
You just said that. You said $345.
No, I said $345 for 100 signs.
So that's $3.45 a sign.
I'm not going to do the math right now. That's not.
Nicole, I spoke to the store.
Did you speak to the store?
Yeah, I spoke to
okay.
the gentleman. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was confused because you kept saying $1,000, and he told me that you paid $345 a sign and you paid 80 cents for the wire, which came to $425. And so I thought, and you ordered 100 signs, and then you ordered some 4x4s. So at $345 a sign, because obviously the wire wasn't messed up, we were talking about 10 signs. So you had $34.50 in damage, not over $1,000.
Do you have that documentation for me to look at it?
I can get it to you. I just have my notes. I can tell you who I talked to and give you the phone number. But yeah, so that would be $34.50 total, not $1,000. That's why I was confused. So I called them myself because I looked at your committee.
What number? I would like to see that information. So please.
I will. But you just said it. You think about it. You just said it. You said 100 signs and you said $345 a sign.
If I had to buy them individually, it would be $50 a piece. I had to buy other individual signs, and they were $50 a piece from Piece Print. When I looked it up on this store or on this website, it even said it had that price on it. When I looked,
it's $340. You paid $345 a sign. So
She's only replacing 10 signs.
I'm not replacing.
Please.
No. Those signs you could have used before. They were just, you said it had dirt on them.
It didn't just have dirt on it. It had grass, and they were stained with malicious intent.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
You were there too.
Yeah,
yeah. And you stood in the chute with everybody. Yeah.
No,
yeah, you did. I got pictures. It's in there too.
Cool.
I know where this is going. You're going to go ahead and try to dismiss it, Michelle. It's okay. It's okay.
I
know you.
$1,000 in signs.
I can't prove that right now because I'm at the podium. But when I get home, I will make sure to print the stuff off.
So you paid $50 for 10 signs, and you said that were.
No, I didn't pay $50 a sign for 10 signs. I paid $345 for 100 signs. If I had to replace 10 signs, from my understanding, no, I don't have enough money to do that.
So there was 10 signs. Okay. All right.
10 signs.
All right. I understand. All right.
I have a question as
Yes.
well. Go ahead, Tim. I'm sorry. So you had referred to a contract, and I'm not clear on what that is.
Okay, that is Exhibit K, page 21. I requested the contracts from Heather, or from one of them. I can't remember which office right now, but I received 30 contracts. One of them is there.
Oh, you're talking about our questionnaire. Okay.
Well, I asked for contracts, and that's what they sent me as the contract. So if that's a questionnaire, that's a questionnaire. And if you're saying this isn't a contract, then I would like, because I'm pretty sure I was pretty on point with what I requested. And if this isn't a contract, we'd like to see a copy of that.
I think your request said something similar. Anything that would be, that you could consider a contract is what I sent to Mr. Graham. This is all we have. And he said,
then that's a
let's go
contract
ahead.
questionnaire.
It's just a questionnaire.
Okay.
Okay.
With a blank space where it says for any type of special instructions.
You're right. There were no special instructions.
Well, and Admiral, that's a good thing. Willfully destroying criminal sign, willfully destroying, damaging political signs or theft of the signs is a criminal offense. Okay.
You guys sent me.
Well, all this for 10 signs.
Yeah.
Also, Stumblefoot. All right. So
I have a question. In your complaint, Nicole, you state that there was a police report 2026-13.
Yes, that's not in here. I didn't.
My question is, so you reported this damage to your signs to the police?
Mm-hmm.
And
no, not another candidate. We'll hear from the person here in a minute.
That I don't know yet. I thought if charges, I don't know how to get charges filed on anybody. I tried to get charges filed on Russ Willis for 6 years, and here we are. So I don't know how to get charges on anybody.
20 signs, 10 from Nicole and 10 from Catherine. 20 signs total. 10 from Nicole. And listen, Nicole just commented here. I'm not shitting on Nicole. Nicole's been through a lot with this. I am not shitting on Nicole. I am just looking at the bigger picture, and I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. And I'll explain on the other side. Let's get through this, and I'll explain where I'm coming from.
I did file them, but I don't know what APD did with it.
Because keep in mind, we all know the shit that's happened to these people. And we all know that these three people up here, Okay, the 3 members of the board, the attorney, they're all hacks. Okay, they're all bad people, and they all need to go. Everybody in Madison County government needs to go. All right, all Anderson, all Madison County. It needs to start over, all the way from the ground up. Okay, these people need to go. We all know that. I'm just wanting everyone, Catherine, Nicole, myself, everyone included, to look at this as if we're somebody tuning into this, wondering, hey, we'd like to get involved. What's going on? Click. Okay, here we go.
So
We got an attorney today for the bigger picture, and I'm glad to hear that. That's good.
He's not behind the phone. Someone's second.
Mr. Albee, would you come up, please?
Okay, now here comes the person that's the accused, David Albee. Okay, and I have to admit, I do not know who that is. I've heard the girls, Catherine and Nicole, talking about this guy for a little bit. I have never had any interaction with this guy. He is not an elected official. He's not a candidate. He's apparently friends with some of these people, and he's some kind of member of the church. Okay, now let's listen to David Albee.
Albee. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't even know where to start. Our church has been a polling place since the inception of satellites. We have never, ever had a problem of any kind. Originally, over the years, signs weren't put up at all till election day, out of respect for the church, and not just our church, but all churches. That was the way it did. And then on election day, of course, they put them everywhere they wanted, except on the hill. We never had them spread all across the front of a church. If you know, our church is at Cross and Scatterfield, the one on the hill there, and they've never been there. So, and we leave them there till election next day after the election. Then I pick them up and I put them against the building, and we leave them there till Saturday. And if nobody's come and got them by Saturday, then we take the wires and give them back to either party or whatever. So, but with that said, I text her that morning and said, could you please come and remove your signs from the hill, out of respect?
Yeah, he swore in. They swore everybody from the audience in when they had her swear in. They all swore. The whole audience swore, or anybody that was going to testify, he swore, held their hand up and swore in.
Or for the church. I think I gave you copies of all of our text messages at that time. Okay. That, and she, I did not yell at her. Actually, we never talked at all till that afternoon, about 4 o'clock. And she did say she would mow the church a lot, because I quit. There were so many cars. I didn't want to get any grass on the cars. And so after I found out that I had damaged her signs, I offered to, I said, if you bring them back to the church, I will clean them and make them right. I believe if you'd soaked the grass instead of just scraping it off like that, it probably would have come up. And so, but I know my name's not on the contract, but I am a trustee of the church, and I take care of the grounds, and that's why I was there. And the morning in question, I was there at 7:30 in the morning, thinking I could beat everybody from getting all their signs in the way, and I could mow. But they'd already, Nicole and they'd already been out and put all their signs up everywhere. Also in this thing that we just saw, said I damaged the flag. That is not true. We never touched the flags. I might have ran over the signs. I sure wouldn't have ran over the flag. So, but I really, I don't know what to say. I mean, you've got all the information we had. We unmowed them, and I have. Also, there is to run off to the shoot question. There was the following Sunday spots put out to where they knew not to go past them. So we took care of that. But I guess I don't have 5 minutes to talk.
I'm going to read this. Is that okay?
Sure. That's what it's
sure that this is what you've given us is correct.
Right.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you real quick.
Why don't you read it?
My daughter-in-law pulled this off for me. I don't have electronics intelligence to do all that, so she did that, and this is exactly what was on the phone. And,
why don't you read it?
What? All of it?
It's only about 4 pages. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
7:34 a.m. like
Yeah,
Nicole
on
said.
Monday morning, I said, could you please, I'm sorry,
What are these? These are text messages?
these are text messages. This came off of my phone. And I said, could you please remove your signs in front of the church? It would be appreciated by the staff. And then her first answer was, maybe you guys should not be a polling place. I will contact the election room when it opens. There is absolutely no rules for the signs. You wouldn't have harassed Callahan if you wouldn't have harassed Callahan for the past 3 months. I might not be so defiant. It's election. Every polling place in Indiana has them in front of the building. Again, there's the question. I said you can put them anywhere you want, up and down our driveways, clear out to Cross Street, clear out to that Scatterfield, but just not in front of the church, out of respect for the church. She said, I'm calling the election room when it opens. And I said, put them anywhere else. What authority do you have to tell me to remove our signs? I didn't tell you. I asked you nicely and haven't touched a thing. You can leave the flags. Of course I can leave the flags. I would ask the same of any other candidate. We have been polling place ever since. Never, ever before have we had any problem like this. And she says about 24. I have no idea what she's talking about there. Because most candidates have them scattered on properties. They don't have enough signs at polling places.
Go
I really need to write.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, well, somehow she went off on a tangent about how many pedophiles attend your church. Quite a few. I believe one of them is in the pastoral role. If you can let Democrat pedophiles or rapists attend your church and be pastors and ministers, then those signs are the least of your problems. I said, God forgives all sinners, even you and me. Have a blessed day. We kept going from there. Trying to make sure I'm reading right.
I thought, did you not ask or say, I will clean them up for you?
Let me see, I think.
I saw that one somewhere.
He offered it to me.
Yeah,
he offered it to him after the fact, after I'd already made a big thing about it, but it was too late. We were in the midst of the election. So I had to get stuff done. It's one time after.
That was on Monday, and I said, if you couldn't bring him back, I'll claim. I'm sorry, I don't even know why. I have no idea where I stopped.
Okay, so you have more questions.
I mean, David, when you were mowing, did you know that you were getting grass?
No. We have one of those, the big red ones that you see, and I know the chute was down, so I wouldn't try to blow grass everywhere. But again, I was doing it at 7:30 in the morning to try to beat everybody's signs out there. And like I said, we've been a polling place for ever since the inception.
David, these signs that we're talking about, they're on church property, is that correct? Yeah. And how long have you been the maintenance crew, part of the maintenance crew for the church?
Oh, I don't know. I'm full-time now, but 3 or 4 years.
Okay, so this is the first election cycle you've gone through where you were handing around the signs?
Yeah.
And how long have you been a member of the church?
Okay. About 19 years now.
Have you been aware of your membership of the church of any other similar campaign sign issues with the church?
No, we're not. And again, it wasn't the signs per se. It was in the front, rolling around the front of it. Up and down the driveways and entryways and down on Scatterfield. She had a bunch, or had some down there with the flags. That was fine. It was just in front of the church that we asked her to move them.
Would you have asked any person to move?
Yes, I would have. But nobody. And again, we've done this since the inception of it. We've never had anybody at any time put signs out there on the hill. They've always been up and down the driveways and entryways to go in.
Jeff, let me ask you this. In order for this to be an election concern, he has to show that he had intent to do something to an election sign, correct?
Right. He was facing the sign on purpose.
On purpose. There has to be intent that he would try to.
We could make findings of fact. And of course, we're not an enforcement mechanism here. We refer things.
Right.
And so we can make findings of fact and refer those to an enforcement authority.
Okay.
And wait, I say one other thing for the record.
If an intent, then why would you offer to move you offered to wipe them down? So I don't see how there's intent to hurt the sign.
We've got an issue too, technically.
All right. So I'm going to stop this. We're going to move forward. We're going to move into the other situation with the other woman. here's the thing. This is what I mean, and I don't mean anything bad to Nicole at all. What I mean is they did Nicole wrong because Nicole has filed, ever since I've known Nicole, she has filed numerous complaints with this election board. And in my opinion, I might be wrong, but I think this might be one or maybe two of the only times they've ever actually listened and had her complaint before them. Every time she's ever filed a complaint, they've blown her off, all right, which is bullshit. Even if they don't like her, even if the complaint is not an actual complaint, this board meets monthly, okay? No other election board that I know of meets monthly, but they meet monthly. So if she files a complaint and it's not a legitimate complaint and it's nothing, call it up there and say, hey, it's not a legitimate complaint, whatever. But to just blow her off is bullshit. So she had other complaints, which, yeah, they don't even ever hear. They don't hear them. She had other complaints, which she's saying are the more serious complaints. So essentially what they did was they poo-pooed her other complaints. They just didn't hear them. They said, oh, that's not an issue. You know, you got to take this here. That's another civil matter. That's you know, you got to take it to the prosecutor's office. A bunch of bullshit and give her the runaround. Okay. The only complaint they hear is the lesser of all of the complaints. The other complaints were the bigger issues. Complaints of people electioneering in the chute and all of this other nonsense. So that is I hate. And you know, to me, I'm happy to hear that they have an attorney. I think that will help. Because, you know, almost in my mind, it would have been better to just go up there and say, you know what? You guys are going to do what you always do. You're going to blow me off. You're not going to hear this complaint. You're not going to hear that complaint. You don't care. You're going to do your thing. I just wanted to come here today and tell you, you know, thank you for calling me for the first time out of years of complaints, but I don't believe that you guys are going to give this the time of day that it truly it truly requires. So we will have an attorney deal with it, and we will reach out to you with our attorney. We will go through that process, and we will see what we can do legally, because you guys, this is a kangaroo court anyways. You're going to do, your minds are already made up. Okay. And, that's the problem. And the thing is, it's just ridiculous. Now, I want you to hear what happens in this other situation. And I want you to hear how very little attention they pay to this whatsoever. I was getting so frustrated in this situation with this other complaint. I was out of my mind how irritated I was by this. Yes. Now that Nicole, is something I can definitely 1000% get behind. And that is you're there. You are 110% there. I agree with that 1000%. Okay? I want you to listen to what they do with this lady. What this lady's complaint is.
David, to me because I
Okay.
didn't know ability challenged. Sorry
Listen.
about that. No, you're fine. Okay. I appreciate the election board contacting me because I didn't know until yesterday about this, because I didn't get a letter from you, which that's okay. It happens. It's the mail. What can I say?
Why is this something that happens? Why are they having these and no one's receiving letters? Nicole didn't receive her letter. This lady didn't receive her letter. What is going on? This is a problem.
But the reason
I filed a complaint is because, okay, somebody that helps a neighbor, Davidson or whatever his name is, had this guy come and bring papers, and I always want to vote. Well, this is the first year my mobility's been bad, and I haven't been able to get to the center. So anyway, they were going on, and finally they said, well, you know, just sign it, and we'll fill in the rest. And then to my horror, I found out that and I've got nothing against Democrats, honest folks, but my primary voting is Republican versus Graham. But I like to split my vote when I can.
So she's nervous. She's never been in front of anything like this before, so she kind of goes a little bit. I'm going to explain to you what's happening. She's saying that she's getting up there in years and her mobility's a little off. They had someone come along. She's basically, what she's doing is requesting an absentee ballot. She's always voted Republican in the primary, like a lot of people do. She votes Republican in the primary, and then she splits her ticket in November, and she votes for the best person. So when they sent someone to her house, one or two people, they told her, all you have to do is sign your name and we'll fill out the rest. That is a major problem. That is not what they're supposed to do. You are supposed to sit there and have the person fill it out. If they cannot fill it out, you can assist them, but then they have to sign and you have to sign, and there has to be documentation of that. Okay? Let's continue to listen to this.
And I like to, I vote for the people, not their particular party. So I get the thing in the mail, and it was all Democrats. And I was like, what? I'm so naive. One, I didn't know not to take their word that I needed to fill it out myself before I signed it.
That's crazy.
So that's on me. I know now.
Shelly.
And so I was in shock when I got things as Democrat, and all these people were Democrats to pick. Didn't have a clue.
So she gets her primary ballot, her absentee ballot, and lo and behold, they've sent her a Democrat ballot. She's never voted Democrat. She didn't know anybody on the ballot. She had been running her primary election, talking, looking, deciding who she was going to vote for on the Republican ticket. And so she got this, and she was like, wait a minute, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I asked for. Okay, let's go on.
So I couldn't vote, and I tried to call people and say, well, can I change it? And they said, no, because you signed it, and that messed me.
That is also bullshit. She most definitely could have taken that ballot in and exchanged that ballot. They could have absolutely worked through that with her. But because the clerk is this lady right here in the red, Linda Smith, because she is the clerk of Madison County, it was an absolute shit show. And this woman did not vote in the primary. She's voted in the primary since Christ walked on the earth. Okay, whatever the deal was there. She didn't vote. Yeah, Admiral Eric, this is a serious issue here, that this election board, where you have the clerk, the chief election officer sitting right here, and you have an attorney sitting right here. Okay? And listen to what they do.
Yeah. So the reason I filed the complaint was because I was not even stupid, and I felt bad because I didn't get to vote because
now, let me
just
tell you when they should have stopped. You know, I got mad because they called Nicole up and they were having Nicole talk, and 2 minutes into Nicole's talking, they interrupt her and they're like, get to the point. Does this have anything to do with anything? What are you talking about? We're not interested in this. Unless you're going to talk about what we want to talk about, we want you to shut up. This lady is so nervous and so ashamed of herself. She feels bad. She keeps calling herself dumb, and she made a mistake and it was her fault. They should have stopped her and said, no, ma'am, you are not dumb. You did not do anything wrong. This was a failure on our part, on our staff. We are so sorry. You did nothing wrong. We failed you. The Madison County Clerk's Office and the Madison County Election Board and the Madison County elections failed you this year, and we are so sorry, but you are not dumb. This was not your fault, and we are so sorry. Now, I want you to keep listening to what she's saying here. I'm going to add to that here in a second.
Misunderstood. What pisses me off is the one at fault is the one judging this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Tell me how that's okay. Tell me how that's okay. The person who's at fault here, the lady in red, is the person who's sitting here hearing this.
I was naive and dumb, and they signed me up for this Democrat. And I hope I can still vote my split ticket the next election. But I was concerned because I thought, oh my God, I really screwed up my chance to vote, period. And I don't.
She thinks she's screwed up for the rest of forever. She's never going to vote Republican again. And they're not doing any, they're not interrupting her and saying, oh no, ma'am. No. You can, what I would have done if I was any one of these idiots is I would have stopped and said, ma'am, this is very confusing, and it confuses even some of us. I am so sorry. Let me explain this to you. And I know you probably know this, but let me help make this clear for you so you understand. First and foremost, this is not your fault. This was our mistake. We failed you. Okay. We are apologetic for that. We are sorry for that. We apologize. But in the election that just occurred in May, that was the primary. And in every primary, you, the voter, has a choice between a Republican ballot or a Democratic ballot. And you can decide whichever one you want. And if you want a Republican ballot, you get a Republican ballot. And that means you will vote between the Republicans running against each other. If you want a Democrat ballot, you get that. Now, you will never vote Republican or Democrat in the primary. You will vote one or the other. But then after that, in November, the election we're going to have in a couple months, you will get one ballot where you will have Republicans running against Democrats, and you can pick whoever you want. But then next year, if you're in the city or if you're in the county in 2 years, when we have a primary again, either next year or the year after, you will get a choice to vote, and you can declare Republican or Democrat if you so choose. And if you ever have an issue, please contact the clerk's office at this phone number and ask for Heather Bailey. And that's what they should have done. Her whole thing wasn't like, you guys screwed up. She wasn't even pointing the finger. She was pointing the finger at herself. And the election board was so happy about that because they realized if this would have happened to Catherine or to Nicole or to me or to someone else, we would have been up there being like, look, you guys screwed this up. This would have never got this far, because if this would have been my grandparents get absentee ballots. Okay. If I would have went over to my grandparents' house knowing what ballots I had for them, and I would have went there and they would have had the opposite ballot, I would have taken that up to the clerk's office and been like, look, you guys screwed this up, and they would have fixed it. But because there's, someone like this, she's elderly and getting up there, and she called and she probably didn't know what to say, and they can't be bothered. They don't give a shit with public service or helping customer service. They don't care. And they probably told her some nonsense. Some dipshit said something to her, and she thinks she's been in trouble. She's actually afraid that she screwed up voting for the rest of forever. Even if the clerk sent what was requested, a voter can change their mind before they cast a ballot and get the other one. Absolutely. You can even vote on it and say, whoops, I messed up. And you can go up there and spoil the ballot and get another one. Happens.
I want to do that because I may have mobility issues, and I thank you for your help, I feel so important that everybody needs to vote. And like I said, the mistake is on me because I was naive, and they said, we could, and because I was tired of standing and listening to it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'll sign it, and you guys can go on. And now I know that was dumb. I'm learning slowly but surely. So my thing is, I just want to know that I'll be able to, I went to election or the board and filled out papers and stuff. I want to be able to vote in the primary because I vote, like I said, vote Democrats and Republicans. I vote for.
And they're just sitting there letting her go. They're not stopping her and telling her yes.
They
let her say this so many times before they actually ever stop her.
I just hope I continue to get a privilege.
At times, she sounds like she's almost in tears.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's genuinely upset.
She was embarrassed. Yeah.
She's embarrassed. She's upset.
She thinks she's in court.
Stop her.
Yeah.
And just educate her.
Yes. Right.
Ma'am, you're fine. Mistakes happen. It's our mistake this time, but you're fine. And if this mistake happens again, just call us and tell us. We'll fix it.
It's not about that. It's about covering their ass. It's about screwing over Nicole. It's about making Nicole look dumb.
And
it's
because
about
they can never be at fault.
They're never at fault.
The
they're never
ones.
in the wrong.
It's
not about
always somebody else's
education.
fault.
Yeah.
So they're going to let this poor woman stand there.
Yeah.
And tell them over and over again how stupid she is.
Yeah. 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 They take Nicole's 2 complaints that were actual complaints and say, no, we're not listening to those. We're going to take the 1 complaint that's the least of the complaints, and we're going to, give you shit about that and act like assholes up here. Then we're going to have her stand up here and let her just run on, while as long as they're just making sure that what they're letting her do is they're letting her take enough fall for it, because she's saying it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault. They're never going to own up to it and say, no, you're wrong. And she is wrong. It is not her fault. And I hope if there is somebody out there that has the ability to let this woman see what I'm saying here, to tell her, have her call me. She needs to be told she did nothing wrong. She needs to be told these people were wrong for what they let her do today, because they let her take the bullet for this, and that is wrong.
That now I know that one voting time is just Democrat or Republican, and I didn't realize that. I was doing good to be mobile. I have many years besides leg issues, and and so I'm learning. I don't hate them. I just hated that I messed up being able to vote, because I couldn't change it, because they had me listed as I had to do total Democrat, and I didn't know everybody on the Democrat ticket. So if I can
listen,
I said I go for the people, not if I want to. And like I said, now I know I'm learning, guys.
Why don't you listen to this?
People, I now know the difference. This is my first time in court.
My first time in court.
Years, so I'm a bit nervous, but as you can see, sadly, I do have mobility issues. I'm still kind of cognitive, but if I'm having a bad day pain-wise, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, move on. So
they didn't even tell her she's not in court.
They didn't. No one said, "Hey, ma'am, you're not in court. We're not judges." They let her go on thinking she thinks she's in trouble.
Does she think she's like we're looking at jail time?
Who the hell knows what they had her thinking?
Or that she was going to the judge was going to bar her from voting ever again?
Yeah, I mean, she was legitimately afraid, like she screwed up her chance to vote the way she wants to. That's right. Yeah. There are 2 attorneys sitting in this room. Nobody. No, I mean, what? Such a
she's
joke.
Terrified.
Not right. Yeah. Totally laughable.
And then to top it off, she didn't get the paperwork to come.
Yeah. I don't know how she actually found out to come. They didn't send her anything, just like they didn't Nicole.
So she also thinks is concerned because she's going to court and failed to answer a summons.
Right. Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
Screwed her up if she ever wants to run for office. Yeah, I know it sucks.
My vote's still 110. If you guys can do anything to help with them, but I'll be grateful for each day I got, even though I don't always do it perfectly. I'm glad for this was a fall on my face learning moment, And apparently a fallback moment too. Thank you for your help.
Are you going to withdraw your election complaint?
If I can still.
Would you like to withdraw your election complaint? They ask her. Would you like to withdraw it?
Vote like I want to vote for the next one with the Republican Party.
As long as I can vote like I want to vote.
When I have to pick one or the other.
Oh my God.
Yeah. 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 This is nuts.
They coerced her into withdrawing the complaint against them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the clerk.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a problem.
This is a serious problem.
Well, listen.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, the complaint's withdrawn. Yeah. Because it was just me being confused, not knowing, and I signed, and that's how that went. So
I can make that motion. So I will make a motion that we dismiss the complaint that Mercedes Cunningham filed.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye. I'm sorry. Well, they're sadly to say that person does not have all their French fries in their Happy Meal, and helps be an aide for somebody in the building that I live in. And so he tries to take control. He is not with the people, ERS, that own the building. I live in the old YMCA building. But certain people in our day and time, sadly, want to be big cheeses and make decisions that are not theirs to make. And they did that. And I just assumed, which made an ass out of me at the time, that they knew what they were doing and that it was okay. But I ended up being very mistaken.
So one thing that we can encourage is for you to contact the election board and request traveling boards if you can't.
Okay.
If you're not able to get out and go to one of the vote centers.
I have learned so much today. Thank God.
So that is where both Republican and Democrat can come and help you vote. But as far as absentee, when you want to request an absentee, which is what you did, I believe, then you can call Heather and she will mail one right out to you.
She's very good. See, I didn't even, that time I did not request it. They were coming through, but because my health is so bad, I was like, oh, great, I can do this. And I made a big mistake. So like I said, I'm not angry at the system. I just want a chance to.
Who did it? And do we know who did it?
I know better.
Nicole?
If you change your mind and you want to do the complaint, let us know. Okay. All right. Just don't file one against me because I didn't know and I was kind of old. Just so I apologize. No problem. Thank you, though.
Okay, am I dismissed? Oh.
We made a motion in a second, but I don't believe there's ever a vote.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, all right. So I second it. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, thank you so much.
To dismiss complaint number 6.
Oh my God.
Okay, so next meeting we'll have to.
Joe Newman
Next meeting. And,
from Anderson City Council. What in the hell? What in the hell? Oh, God. Oh, God. Anderson is such a mess, man. It is such a bloody mess. It's ridiculous, dude. Absolutely gross. Okay. Really quickly, I'm going to take a break. I need a spot for a commercial. You guys sit tight. We'll be right back, and we'll get ready to finish this up. You guys, we'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I want to mention just a couple of things really quickly. Ooh, how did that happen? Sorry. No wonder that was looking so big. Okay, so just briefly, I said Muncie, Anderson, Madison County, Newcastle, Henry County. Just quickly, I want to mention again the special election. We will have to be told sometime in the next 10 business days when the special election will be held. I believe it's going to be the last 2 weeks of July. It's going to be sometime in the last 2 weeks of July. I think it'll be on a Tuesday. I think they'll have it on a Tuesday. So this is not the end all be all. This is not the gospel. All right. I think that the special election in Knightstown will either be the 21st or the 28th. That's just my personal belief. The only people that will be able to vote are Republicans that are voting for Knightstown Town Clerk and Knightstown Town Council at large. And so those are the only candidates that are running in this election, and it's the only offices that are up for special election. And other than that, everything else is done, and it should be pretty easy. Now, I do really quickly just want to offer up for you guys to know that the people that are running, so I want you guys to know that will be Barton Whitesett, who's the current incumbent clerk. Okay, he's running for clerk. And Carla Easton Gorman. Those are your two Knightstown candidates, Republican candidates for Knightstown clerk. Barton Whitesett is the current incumbent, and Carla Gorman is the challenger. And then for the Knightstown Town Council at large, there are 2 seats open. And your choices are between Desiree Payton, Dakota Steele, David Maddox, and Guy Laux. Now, Dakota Steele did not run. Basically, he was a paper name only. So basically, it's going to come down between Maddox, Guy, and Desiree. Desiree is currently one of the sitting counselors, I believe. And holy shit, I ought to go apply as the Knightstown town manager with pay upwards of $80,000 a year. Woo! No party affiliation as long as you pull a Republican ballot. But yeah, that is crazy. I ought to go apply. That's absolutely nuts. The current Knightstown Town Council is made up. I don't know if that's right. Who's currently the Knightstown Town Council member? Roger Hammer, Bruce Brown. No, that's not right. This is not right. Who is currently on the... I don't know. Desiree's on there. She's currently one of the incumbents. I think the other seat is open. So, or maybe it's Maddox. I don't know. I don't know who's there. I know that I am backing Guy Laux for one of those positions. I haven't made my mind up in the clerk's position and the other, but I know Guy Laux. I'm backing Guy Laux. So that's where we stand there. I'll keep you guys posted on that. And then the only other thing that I want to say before we wrap up, we're going to wrap up here. I want to just talk briefly about JD Prescott's tour, his property tax tour. If you guys are interested in this idea of repealing property tax, okay, this is a very, very big and very important thing that we need to be doing right. Okay, we do not want to do. A great example of screwing it up is what happened with Senate Bill 1, with Braun's Senate Bill 1. That's what it looks like, attempting to do it in a screwed up manner. Okay, we don't want to do that. We've already seen that. All right. JD Prescott, State Representative JD Prescott, is currently on this property tax repeal and replacement proposal tour. And he's going to be in Delaware County at the Elks. Is it the Elks? We'll know in 1 second. Yep. The Elks on the 1st, Wednesday the 1st. Okay. That's this coming Wednesday. I don't know if Brandon's going to be able to go. I am definitely going. God willing, I will go. I hope Brandon can go. But after I go there, we are going to talk about it in depth on this program. But for anybody, yeah, you need to go, Stumblefoot. It's going to be a big deal. For anybody that wants to do more research into this, okay, I am going to tell you 2 things. Number 1, you need to go here on YouTube and go to the Rob Kendall Show and look up the Rob Kendall Show from yesterday. Okay, it's the Rob Kendall Show from, I want to make sure I'm telling you right here. Yeah, it's the Rob Kendall Show from June 24th, episode 82. Man, I can't believe he's already up to 82 shows. That's crazy. Doesn't seem like that long. He's growing up. Rob Kendall, episode 82 from Wednesday, June 24th, 2026, and jump to the 26-minute mark, 26:50 or 26 minutes, and go forward from there. That is a good thing to do. And then also, after you listen to that, then Google Indiana Capitol Chronicle and go to the Indiana Republican platform now backs property tax elimination, closed primaries, and read that article. Matter of fact, I will put a link to Rob's show at the right time and a link to that article in the description of this YouTube video. So if you want to get that and you don't want to do the trouble, you just want to click on my links, you can go to YouTube, go to my episode, this episode 690, and I will have the links for you. I won't have them there until the show's over. I'll do it as soon as the show's over, but I will put them there. They will be there, and you'll be able to click on them. And I highly recommend you doing that. Anybody in Indiana needs to do that. Kate's putting it up there right now, and I appreciate that. So that's very helpful. Anybody needs to do this because this is really important. Okay, it's really important, and we don't want to get this wrong. We cannot get this wrong. And I'm telling you guys, we're only gonna have like another shot at this, And I just don't like what JD's doing. I don't like the fact that JD is currently like doing whatever the hell it is he's doing. I don't like the fact that they are giving him like some space to do this, because JD's not doing this to better Hoosiers. JD's doing this to better where he is in life politically. And that's a scary, scary thing. And if we don't do this right in the next couple of times, it's going to go away and be done. So when we take our next big stab at this, we got to do it. And I think what everybody's listening is that repeal. They are not gomming on to the fact that he's saying repeal ... and replace. You really need to take a look at the replace portion of this plan. It's scary. So, all right, that's going to do it for us. You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. We will live stream the meeting tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow to that meeting, and that's where we'll let you know if we're going to do a show tomorrow or not. I am not planning on doing a show. The only reason we will have a show tomorrow night is if something really crazy happens. I've noticed that JD will only do events on private property. Isn't that weird? Yeah, I don't know what his deal is there. It's so weird. He's such a weirdo. So we're gonna see what happens. But all right, see you guys tomorrow at the Public Service Committee meeting. You guys take care. If we don't do a show tomorrow, we'll see you back here on Sunday. And you guys take care. God bless, and have a great night, great Friday, and great weekend.